For this lesson, I'm going to be talking about how readers figure out new words. Because as we're reading, we will always come across unfamiliar words. And if you're not coming across words that you don't know, you should probably be picking a harder book. Because if the book is at a good level for you, there'll be at least a couple words every page that you're not sure of what they mean. So we need to have some good strategies for figuring out what those words mean. There's different strategies, different methods we can use. So that's what we're going to be talking about. The first way is maybe the most straightforward way, which is just using different resources. So if I'm in a textbook, I can use the glossary or the index. The glossary is like a dictionary for certain words. Usually they're the bold words. The index will tell me all the pages that have that topic on them, so I could figure out what the word meant by looking there. Or I could just use a dictionary, even if I just went to Google and typed in the word. Sometimes I have to type in the word like definition of blank, then I can just get a definition of what that means. Now, sometimes the definitions are hard to understand, so then you have to try and figure that out, but a dictionary is a great resource to look up a word and see what it means. Another thing you can do is to use the word parts. So we'll talk more about prefixes and suffix and root words this year, but if I take a word like prehistoric, I can break this word apart into parts. Now, maybe some of you know what that means. Think of like pre-test, pre-season. That means before. Now, the word historic sounds kind of like the word history, right? So the word prehistoric means happened like before history was even written down. It was so long ago in the past. So that's why we say dinosaurs are prehistoric, because it was like before the main part of history. So by using those word parts, the prefix of pre and then the main word and the suffix of historic, I could have a clue about what that word meant. Now, the next two are kind of similar. Okay, so using what we know and replacing the word in the sentence within the context. So if you look at those clues, and then you can sometimes find another word that will work. Now, sometimes it's in the sentence, sometimes it's in the paragraph, sometimes it's just a clue on the page, like a picture or another text feature that they included. So if I think about the sentence, he rummaged amid his newspapers, glancing over the dates until at last he smoothed one out, doubled it over, and read the following paragraph. Okay, think about the word rummaged. He rummaged amid his newspapers, glancing over the dates until at last he smoothed one out, doubled it over, and read the following paragraph. So he's doing something amid his newspapers until he finally finds the one that it seems like he's looking for. So that tells me that the word rummaged means he's like looking among them to find something. So digging through something, looking through something to find it. And all I did was I read the whole sentence, I thought about what was happening, and I used it to make a good guess about what was going on. So he dug around in his newspapers, glancing over the dates until at last he smoothed one out. That makes sense. Okay, so if we think about the whole context of the sentence and the paragraph even, that can help us understand what they mean, what the word means. So for your activity today, you're going to go look at a worksheet that has some words that may or may not be new to you. And you're going to use one of these 4 methods to help you figure it out. Now, if you really want to use a dictionary for all of them, go for it. But I would challenge you to try a mixture. See if there's somewhere you can use context clues. See if there's somewhere you recognize maybe a prefix like pre, or un means not. Something like that. See if you can say, oh, that word looks kind of like this other word. Maybe it has a root word that's the same. Use context clues, like I said. See if you can figure out from the rest of the words in the sentence what the unknown word might be. And then use the dictionary on some. There's nothing wrong with using a dictionary to look things up. You could even see if you could find more of a kid-friendly definition. That might be helpful. Try searching just like kid dictionary and then the word, or kid definition and the word. That might help it be defined more simply. And like I said, context clues in these are kind of similar. So I'm using my context clues to replace the word with another word that works. So try and mix it up or use just one of the strategies, but see if you can figure out what those unknown words mean.